Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Python course for beginners, and if you are a beginner or you want to switch to data engineering role or you have a plan to switch to a better company, then you have landed at a correct page. And if you like the video, then do subscribe, like and share my video. That gives me motivation to keep creating this kind of videos. So yeah, let's start. So today we are going to see lecture 5. In that we are going to learn about dictionary, and then we will solve one LeetCode basic level problem based on dictionary. And previously we have seen in lecture 1 print, variable, data type, comment, how to take input and how to declare output, and we have solved one basic problem based on all these topics. And then in lecture 2 we have seen loops like for loop and while loop, then conditional statement, and we have seen string, basic functions of string and slicing, and then we have seen like how to declare, define and call a function. Then we have solve a basic string problem from LeetCode. And then we have seen lecture 3. In that we have seen list, and we have solved one basic LeetCode problem based on list. And then in lecture 4 we have seen tuple and set, and this is lecture 5. We are going to see dictionary, and at the end we are going to solve one LeetCode easy level problem using dictionary. So let's start. So in my previous lecture also I have told you that ID is not required at this level. You can simply go to Google and search for Python online compiler, and you can come here and you can start practicing your code over here. But if you really want to have an ID in your local system, you can go ahead and check on the Google for steps and guidance how to download and install IDE. You are going to get a plenty of resources on that. So both are okay, but I would suggest don't install it. You can start practicing over here. And also, like I have already told you, to make a LeetCode account so that we can solve the problem side by side or simultaneously, and you can start practicing a lot of problem based on all the topics which we are covering. Okay, so let's start. Today's topic is dictionary. Okay, so first we will see how to declare a dictionary. For example, using these curly braces we can declare an empty dictionary. Let's see the type of this. So see, this is of type dictionary. Okay, now suppose we want to declare a dictionary with some elements, then how we can do that? So for example, we can use this variable d1 and we can declare our key value pairs between these curly braces. For example, we are storing a student library. Okay, so this is like first name, it can be anything, then last name, mark, and then mark, make it mark, and then after that we have is. Okay, so is can be integer. So dictionary can have a combination of any data type. There is no restriction that it should only be string. We can have keys as a string or any other data type. Similarly, we can have values as a string or any other data type. Okay, so marks. Suppose this is a float data type. Okay, so now this is my dictionary. Okay, now if we go ahead and see the data type of this of d1, what we are going to get, again this is of class dictionary. Okay, so this is how we can declare a dictionary, an empty dictionary, and this is how we can declare a dictionary with some key and value pairs. Okay, so suppose now we want to fetch first name from my dictionary. How we can fetch my key or value? So to fetch value for a particular key, we can use the same thing like we were using for list or a string, but here we, instead of index, we have to provide this key name, because in dictionary we don't have any index. Okay, so how we can do that? How we can fetch, for example, I want to fetch first name from my dictionary d1. So how we can do that? So for example, I will declare one variable as name that is equal to d1 of first name. Okay, now print. Okay, see, this is how I get or fetch value for a particular key. Okay, similarly, if you want to fetch something else, like for example, I want to fetch
the age of my dictionary, then which is, for example, say control V. See, we are going to get Tom and 20. So this is how we are going to fetch value for our keys. Okay. So this is one of the way to get it. Now the second way is using a method, get method. Okay. Now what is the difference between these two? Now if we see, we are using this way, we are able to fetch it. But for example, we want to fetch a key which is not present here. For example, I am declaring one variable, check, okay, and I'm trying to fetch total marks, okay, total marks, or let's say contact number, okay, from here. What will happen? See, as we can see, there is no contact number in my dictionary, okay, but we are still fetching contact number. What will happen now in this scenario? We are going to get key error, meaning that there is no contact number key present in my dictionary, okay. But instead of using this way, if we use get, let's see what will happen. Check 1 equal to t1 dot get. See, no error. Even though this key is not present in my dictionary, I'm not getting an error and it is returning none. That means there is no such key present in my dictionary. Okay. So what is the difference between these two? We can see. But what is the purpose of this? So whenever we are doing a coding in real life or real project, okay, so utilizing this way is not recommendable, because if something we are get, and for example some parameter we get and that is not present in our dictionary, then in that scenario it will cause entire code to fail, okay, and whatever we will declare or write after this statement, they are not going to execute. So that means all my system will get down, okay. But suppose we expect some parameters which is of like a known type or maybe a known variable which is not going to present in my dictionary, and we use to fetch using that parameter from my dictionary using get method, then in that scenario there won't be any failure. It will just proceed by saying that there is no such key present in my dictionary, okay. So this is the recommendable like way to use or to fetch the key value from dictionary, okay. So this is all about how we can fetch it. And after that, so let me just make all these as comment, okay. So what are the properties of dictionary? So if we see, my dictionary is mutable, okay, my dictionary is unique, okay. So what I mean by unique and what I mean by mutable, okay. So first we will see mutable. Like we have seen that list is mutable, we can add, update or modify my element of list, or I can also add or remove like element from my list. So my list is mutable. Similarly, dictionary is mutable, okay. We can add key value pair, we can remove key value pair, we can update key value pair, okay. How can we do that? We will see some of the examples to do the same, okay. So for example, we can take the example of this dictionary itself, okay. Now in this dictionary, if I print now, okay, print D1, what I'm going to get? I will be getting my dictionary which I have declared over here, okay. Now suppose I want to add contact number. Before we have seen that this contact number is not present in my dictionary, and as we can see here also contact number is not present, but I want to add one key value pair in my dictionary in D1. So how we can do that? So for example, we want to add this, okay. So we just have to give dictionary name, and within a bracket we have to give the key name, the new key name, and we have to assign some value to it, okay. Now if I see my dictionary, and for example, I would say, just to get identified, see. Now in my new dictionary, the contact number has been added. Okay, so we can definitely add key value in my dictionary. That is one of the example of mutable. And the second one, suppose now I know that the contact number which I have added is wrong. Okay, now I want to update my contact number. Okay, so we can also update my contact number. Okay, now after updating, I have removed one 9 from it and I have added 8 here. Okay, so this is for update. Now let's print. See, for the append 999 was added, but now after updating my contact number has changed to 8. Okay, so this is how we can add key value pair to our dictionary. This is how we can update already existing key. Okay, so this is how we can do these things. And then after that, suppose I want to remove this contact number. I don't want this contact number in my dictionary. Then what we will do? Okay, so there are two ways to delete key value pair from a dictionary. First, I will tell you how. For example, we can use this delete keyword and simply my dictionary name and the key which we want to delete. Okay, now if I want to print after delete div1, let's see. See, after delete one, my contact number has been removed. So this is how we can remove a key value pair from my dictionary. This is one of the way. Now second way can be given dot pop suppose I want to delete A's. Okay, now let me print after pop. Let's see. After pop, A's has been removed from here. Okay, so this is how we can remove element from my dictionary using these two ways. Okay, and suppose I want to clear my dictionary, then there is a d1 dot clear. Okay, function is there and it is going to clear my dictionary and make my dictionary as an empty dictionary. Okay, so after that, after seeing all these properties, we can see my dictionary is mutable because we can add key value pair, we can update key value pair, we can delete. Okay, so my dictionary is mutable. Now coming to second feature, that my dictionary is unique. Meaning of it that once I declare a key in my dictionary, I cannot declare a duplicate key in my dictionary. For example, let me just comment all these things over here. Okay, now if I print my D1, how my D1 looks like. So now we have first name, last name, A's and marks. Okay, so suppose I want to add one more marks. Okay, D1 of marks equal to 100, for example. Now if I want to print my D1, what will happen? My marks got updated, but I do not see marks twice as a key. Okay, so whenever we will do anything on existing key, it will treat it as update. It is not going to create new key for us until there is a difference in the key. But for example, instead of marks, I put marks 1. What will happen now? There might be some problem with my network. See, now it has added one more key, marks 1, here in my dictionary. Okay, so as we have seen that dictionary is mutable and we cannot have duplicate key in my dictionary. Okay, so these are some of the properties of dictionary. Let me just comment all of these. Okay, now suppose this is my dictionary. Okay, D1 is my dictionary. Let's clear it and print again my dictionary D1. Okay, so suppose this is my dictionary. Okay, now I want only the list of keys present in my dictionary. Here we can see only 4 keys are there, but in real life projects there can be thousands of keys. But for example, we want to just fetch like what are the keys present in my dictionary, because it is not possible for us every time to go here and look and see like what are the keys available. So simply what we can do, just to fetch only the keys from my dictionary, key equal to d1 dot, there is a function available to do that, that is, and so if we print this, what we are going to get? Oh, sorry, as we miss s. Okay, so what we are going to get here? Okay, we are going to get C, something like this, dictionary keys and all the list of keys whichever present in my dictionary. But we don't want something like this, we want it to be of list. Okay, so what we can do, we can use typecasting here and convert this to list. Okay, now we got the list of keys, first name, last name, age and marks. Similarly, we can fetch the list of values. Okay, okay, see, now we have the list of values like Tom, Mark, 20 and 99.9, and these are the list of my keys. So this is how we are going to fetch list of our keys, and this is how we are going to fetch list of our values. Okay, now one more thing, how we can iterate on our dictionary. For example, this is my dictionary, okay, and I want to iterate and perform wherever marks is float, I want to cast it to integer. Okay, so for example, my problem statement is update my dictionary key marks from float to integer type. So that means wherever I have key marks as float, I have to cast it to integer. Okay, so for this I have to implement this, I have to iterate over my dictionary. How do I do it? Using for loop, as we have seen that for list also, for tuple, for set, for string, to iterate over these built-in data types we can use for loop. So here also to iterate over my dictionary we can use for loop. How? For example, K for key, V for values, and items is another function. Okay, I forgot to, let me just, what is d1 dot items? For example, I want to see what this d1 dot items is returning. Okay, see, this d1 dot items will return me something like this. Okay, list with tuple key value pairs. Okay, so what I'm doing here in my for loop, I'm iterating over this. Okay, and if my k, that is my keys, if it is equal to marks, then only enter into this condition. Okay, and update my dictionary for that particular key to int of v. Okay, now I will come out of here and print formatted dictionary. Okay, let's see. 3-1. Let me run this. Now see, my formatted dictionary marks is 99. It is integer now. Okay, so this is how I will iterate my dictionary. Okay, we have to declare these two variables for key and value, and k will store key and v will store value. So whenever my key is equal to marks, because just for marks I have to convert wherever it is float to integer. So if my k is equal to marks, then for that, how we are fetching this k? How we are updating my k, actually not fetching. We have seen that how we can update it, right? Something like this. So similarly, d1 of marks is equal to integer of v. So for what is integer of v? So v for me, for marks, it is 99.9. Now I'm typecasting it to integer, so I'm getting 99. Okay, so this is how we can iterate over my dictionary and perform any operation over my key or value pairs. Okay, now moving ahead, and for example, how we can sort our dictionaries. Okay, just let me comment all of this here. Okay, and we can declare another dictionary so that we can see how we can sort it. For example, we have Tom. Tom has 97 marks. For example, Tony has got 99 marks, and Simmer has got 67, and Bob has got, for example, 100. Okay, now I want to sort my dictionary based on my values so that I can get, or that too in reverse order, so that I can get the highest at the first and lowest at the end. Okay, so accordingly, Bob will come first and Tom and Simmer will go last. Okay, so what is our problem statement? Our problem statement to sort my D2 dictionary in reverse order based on values. Okay, how we can do it? So to do it, we can declare one more dictionary. For example, D3. We can use this dict, because whatever we are going to do, we are going to typecast it back to dictionary, because at the end we want a dictionary in the output. Okay, so there is a function sorted. In that, we are going to use what? D2 dot items. We have seen what items returns. It is a tuple in list. Okay, and on what? On key we want to sort it, or based on values we want to sort it. So in our problem statement, we can see that we want to sort it based on the values. So what is the key on which we are going to sort it? So we are going to sort it. For that, we are going to use lambda function. What lambda does, it will allow us to use based on what? If we will give 0 here, that means we are going to sort based on key, because we have seen D2 items, it gives me a pair of key and value, key at 0th and value at first position. So that's why I'm giving here x of 1. That means I want to, my key is value. Okay, now after that I want it to sort in reverse order. Okay, so reverse is equal to true. Okay, now what we can do, we can print before D2. Okay, and then we have sorted it, and then we will print after D2. Okay, print after D2. Okay, or let it be D2 only, does not matter. Okay, D2. Let's see. Invalid syntax, where? Oh, we missed comma over here. I'm so sorry for that. Okay. See, before what we have got, whatever and whichever way we have declared our dictionary, Tom 97, Tony 99, Simmer 67, Bob 100. Similarly, now after sorting, we can see that Bob is at the top and Simmer is at the 67 at the last. Okay, this is what was my problem statement, that I have to sort my dictionary based on values in reverse order. Okay, so this is how we can sort our dictionary using this way. And we can also give a key. For example, instead of this, if I give a key as 0, instead of values, I want to sort my dictionary based on the character. Okay, for example, B will come first and S will come in middle and T will come at the end. Okay, So what we can do, we can give it like this. Let me just print here, print after, but based on key. Okay, based on keys. Okay, let's see. See, based on keys. Now Tony is coming first, Tom, then Simmer, then Bob. Okay. Oh, this is a reverse order. Let me just remove the reverse here. Let's see. See, now Bob is coming first because B come before S, T or whatever. Okay, so this has sorted my dictionary based on alphabet, and here because I have given 1, so this has sorted my dictionary based on the value. Okay, so this is all about dictionary. Okay, we have seen a lot about dictionaries, like how we can update, modify, delete from dictionary, how we can fetch element from fetch key or fetch value from dictionary. Plus we have seen like how we can iterate over our dictionary, and then we have also seen like how we can sort our dictionary based on key or based on values. Okay, now we will solve one problem based on dictionary, easy level problem from LeetCode, and then we will wrap up. Okay, so now as we can see, this is a LeetCode problem. Like I have already told you that you have to create a LeetCode account and start solving a problem, whatever topics we are covering. Okay, so this is a LeetCode problem, easy level problem. Okay, and what problem is saying that we have to check if all the characters have equal number of occurrences. So we have given a string here. Okay, and we have to check that the occurrence of each of these character is same, and if it is same then we have to return true. If it is not same, for example here thrice we have A and twice we have B, that is it is not equal, then we are returning false. And here we can see that A is twice, B is twice and C is twice, that means occurrence of all characters is same, that's why we are returning true. So this is our question, that we have given a string. Okay, and we have to calculate the number of occurrence of each character and return true if all of them are same, and if not then we have to return false. Okay, so how we can approach to solve this problem using dictionary? There can be a multiple ways to solve this problem, but because we have seen dictionary, so I will try to solve it from dictionary itself. Okay, so let me just remove all these things. So first what we will do, we will declare one empty dictionary. Okay, I'm just giving a variable name to my dictionary. Okay, and I'm just declaring my empty dictionary over here. Now to iterate over this S, what we can do, we can see for I, or let's see for character in S. Okay, for each character in S, that means first it will come for A, then B for A, फिर C, फिर B and फिर C, they. Okay, so what we can do here, we have used for statement to iterate over my string, and then after that we can check if C in frequency. That means I'm checking if my C is present in my keys of dictionary frequency. Okay, if it is present, then what I'm doing, I am updating my dictionary for that particular key with already existing value plus 1. That means I'm just incrementing my value for that particular key in my dictionary with 1. Okay, and if it is not, then what I will do, I will just add that key in my dictionary with value as 1. Okay, and after that what I will check if, see here, I can use set also to implement this logic, and because we have seen set, so I am going to use set. See how we are going to implement all these properties and all these data types. When we know all these things, our code and our logic will become less complex. Okay, so what I'm doing here, still here, what we can see, okay, for example, if I just print my frequency here now, okay, what we will get, see, my frequency is becoming A to B to C to how for this string. For the second one, for A it is 3, B 2. Okay, it's calculating the number of occurrence of each character successfully and storing it in frequency. How? Because what we have done, we have declared this frequency dictionary as an empty, and then we are iterating over each element in my string, and then after that we are checking if that character is present in frequency. I mean, if that key present in frequency. If it is present, then I will increment the count, which is I'm storing in a value with 1, and if that is a new key coming, then what I'm doing, I'm just adding it in my frequency dictionary as a new key. Okay, and the value would be for that new key is 1. Okay, so this is what we are doing here, and then after that what I will do, now we have got something like this. Okay, now we know my dictionary is ready with the count of occurrence of each of its character in that string. Okay, now what is our problem? That we have to compare these values. If these values are same, okay, then we have to return true, and if these values are different, then we have to return false. Okay, so now what we can do, we can, like we have seen here in our concept, that we can extract values from my dictionary using, here we have seen that using this values function, we can extract the values in the form of list from our dictionary. Similar thing we are going to do here. We can extract all these values in our list. Okay, so value list of frequency dot values. Now let's print both the thing. Okay, frequency also and value also. Let's see. See, my frequency, my dictionary was like that. A twice for this one, A is twice, B is twice, and C is twice. That was my frequency dictionary. And I have fetched all the values in list like this. So for this one, it is coming like this. Okay. And for the second case where I have different thrice as A and twice as B, I'm getting list like this. Okay. So now what is our problem statement? Now what we can do, we can see if all the elements of my list is same, then I will return true. And if there is any difference in my element of list, they are not same, then I will return false. Okay, that means uniqueness property of set we can utilize over here. For example, what is uniqueness property of set? That in set duplicates cannot be allowed. Okay, so that means if I have a repeated same values in my set, in my list, then if I convert this list to set, then only one element will be present, and if I convert this list to set, two elements will be present. So as we have to check if all the elements are same, that means my set will have only one element, and if my set will have only one element, then we have to return true. So what we will do, we will check if my line of set of value is equal to 1, then return true, else return false. Okay, so what I'm telling, that if lane of set of values, so first I'm converting this value, which is we have seen coming as like 2 to 2, or in this scenario 3 to, as a set. Okay, and we know that set cannot contain duplicate. So if there are multiple duplicates, it will consider it as only one element. It will convert my duplicate list to unique list. Okay, so if the lane of my unique set is equal to 1, that means all the elements in my list is same, then I have to return true, and if not, then I will return false. Let's see. See, in this case, this is our string and all the characters are occurring twice as we have declared or figured out in our dictionary. Then we have taken out that values in the form of list and all are same. Now we have converted this list into set, that means set will come as 2, and then that's why, because the length of set is 1, then that's why it is returning true. And here if we can see the value is having different elements, that means the set will have length or 2 elements, that's why I'm returning here false. Okay, now I will remove all the print statement and let's run. See, this is how we will get all our test case handled. Okay, now it has been accepted. Okay, so this is how actually you can approach the problem. And if you know all these functionalities, for example, dictionary, how to convert from one type to another type, that is typecasting, set, if else condition, how to iterate, then you will be able to solve a problem. Okay, so this will only come if you try and practice a lot of question. Just sitting and watching the video is not going to help you. You have to start an account in LeetCode and start solving the problem. So yeah, that's all from my side. I will copy paste all these things in the description box. Yeah, so that's all. Thanks.
Thank you guys for watching my videos. If you like the videos, please like, subscribe and share, because it gives me motivation and I will keep creating like these kind of videos. And if you think that I have missed something, some of the topic I have missed, and you think that some of the topics needs more explanation, a separate video, then go ahead, put it in the comment box. I regularly monitor the comment box, and if I think that more demands are coming to make a separate video on certain topic, I will be more than happy to create that video. Yeah, so that's all from my side. Thank you and keep watching. I hope that this will help you to build your career. Yeah, so from that, if you want like guidance to build your career in the data engineering, then feel free to connect with me over TopMate. I will be leaving my link of TopMate in the description. You can connect with me over TopMate. Suppose if you are a fresher and you are in your last year of college, and if you are already have like working somewhere and you want to change your domain to data engineering, or maybe if you are working already in data engineering and want to switch to a better company, then please go ahead and connect with me over the TopMate. I will be there to guide you like how you can switch a job from one role to another, how you can switch from your current company to better company, like what are the tools and technology you need to focus on, what are the methods and what are the ways you have to like start preparing. So yeah, because I have total 8 years of experience in this domain, data engineering domain, and I have like enough experience. I have switched multiple jobs, so I know like how to prepare for interviews and what are the things you have to focus on so that you can crack a good company. So yeah, feel free to connect with me over the TopMate, and then we will discuss more about it. And if you want also to like review your resume, then you can also connect with me over TopMate. Like I said, I will available over there, and we can connect over there to talk about it and discuss about it. And thank you everyone for watching the video. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो do like, share and subscribe.